This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm pretty sure, as I look at my screen, that there is a diffuser going in the background. I thought I saw something there to the side of you. Am I right about that?
On me?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a diffuser, but I
Huh.
do have this sitting out.
The heck is that?
This is a wand that is so incredibly powerful. I was talking to a woman and she's like, I need that website. I need to get one of these. And just talking about this is the masculine side of the crystal. This is the feminine. It's got all sorts of stones inside besides this wand. But, this is the tetrahedron. And then you've got copper, and then this is like the world, the mass of the uterus kind of thing. So it's a very powerful tool, and I was showing it to somebody, so I didn't put it away. So I don't think that might be what you're seeing.
Well, I thought I saw, and that was fascinating in itself. What I thought I saw was to the other side of you. It looked like there was a little bit of mist or something from a diffuser. And I'm thinking,
I don't
no?
have anything like that.
How weird is that? I
know.
swear I thought I saw it. I'm thinking to myself, you know what? How come I don't have a diffuser here and I have an extra one at home, actually two that I don't even use. So I think I'm going to be changing that up real soon. She is an aromatherapy expert. I am labeling her that. She runs deep for decades in all of this, essential oils and such. Kathleen Flanagan back on the show. And I want to pick up where we left off last time about these. I don't know if they were resins or used as a carrier, but you talked about these substances and you said you were going to bring them back next time we got together. What exactly was that?
Well, what I was talking about, this is when I very first came out into aromatherapy, and I can't tell you why I bought some of these oils. I just did. But this one was benzoin. And you can see that it's very thick. And when I first got it, it was so gooey and gummy, I didn't know how to deal with it. And I use it in some products, and I think it has to do with more like for skin irritations. It's just been so long since I've used it that I don't even remember. And then the other thing I got, and I think I got this one, and this is oak moss. And I don't know why I got it, but I kind of liked it. It was kind of fun. But look at it, it's sludge.
Wow. What would you use that for?
I don't know. It's got a unique smell. I don't remember. I think I didn't like it when I used it in some of my products. I put it in a lotion. It was pretty bad. Because your stuff like this darkness, this will actually take the color on whatever you're putting it in. It will be black.
I'm trying to describe it. It looks like,
Sludge.
yeah, like oil that's
Oil
been sitting
sludge.
around. Same
Yeah.
kind of like color,
Yeah, it's
consistency.
moving. I mean, if you could see, it's kind of rotating and moving.
Oh wow, yeah, okay. Huh. And why did you have that? What was
I don't
the
know. Something just said get some oak moss, so I did. And I think it was because when I first started, I didn't know what a resin was. And these two were resins. These are the only resins I've ever bought. I've never used resins again. And I used them in the beginning, but I don't use them now because they were so hard to manipulate and use. And when I decided I was going more into like more of the beauty thing, not that I ever said I was beauty, but there is beauty in it with lotions and bath salts and all of that and the fragrances that I chose to use. And like blue tansy is another one. Now that's an essential oil, and it actually is blue, and it will turn your stuff blue, and your fingers will turn blue when you use it. So
wow.
that's what, and like patchouli is heavier, so it's a dark brown. So I mean, you've got to really pay attention because not everything is really light and oil, that watery kind of thing. They get thicker. That's when I was saying that a drop of this, like patchouli, is a lot different than a drop of lime, which would be different than using a resin.
Mm.
Because resins, you're kind of scooping, and I never quite mastered how much I was putting in. I would think I was doing it, but this was pre, scales and everything else that I use now. I mean, like when I said I started, I played. I played a lot.
That's how you learn, though,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, that's
Uh,
why I don't use these resins anymore because I'm not sure what to do with them. But if I need them for something, because I have to do more extensive research again, because I'm not finding what oak moss and benzoin are good for at this point. So I think back in the day they were a little bit more readily used than they are today.
I describe your inventory. You must have so many different bottles,
Oh God, I was going
substances.
through that today and it's like I should just have this on my phone and take you down in my basement and show you. I have a bookshelf, like a 5 or 6 tier level bookshelf full of essential oils. I have this big old black box that has the smaller bottles of essential oils that are not the bigger sizes. I also have, like the kilos of essential oils down there. Then I have all my blends in separate bottles. So that way they're already made and ready to go. So, yeah, I have thousands, tens of thousands of dollars worth of essential oils. And we're not talking little half-ounce bottles. We're talking 8 ounces, 12, up to kilos. Other than like rose, that's a little one.
Crazy. I, would you say you're almost addicted to, different oils,
I
like
am.
obsession?
Yes, totally. I love playing with them. So when I get an order and it's like, oh, good, I get to like do this again. And it's like I'm this little kid in a candy store. I get so excited about putting together oils and putting things together for people. When I have to make more product, I'm always happy. And then my house smells so good.
Right.
Because it's
Hmm.
like, I mean, I did a bath, several couple of months ago after my father had passed, and it was a ritual thing to protect myself. That's a story. But I took all these different blends of because I have these different essential oil blends that are with the angels and that type of thing. And I put in a hot tub and then I just put in all these different oils, and oh, my house smelled so good. But see, I'll do that ritual baths because it does good for healing. And every time that, like when my mother died, spirits would get in the tub. So I did. And I put in these different blends in the tub because osmosis happens because I'm using a bath salt. So, the essential oils absorbing in and the toxins are releasing. And that's a normal, natural thing to do. And because I was in such deep grief with my mother, they said, now take the tuning fork, because I do sound therapy, take the tuning fork and put it in the water. And I did. And of course, it immediately dispelled, but it was like my brain was going, like it was rewiring my brain at that moment. And sound works with the waters in our body. So I'm in water, I put it in, hello. And the intensity of that grief with my mother dissipated with
Oh my
that.
gosh. Eh, All right. I've done sound baths before. Um, I want to hear this, even c- process this. Was it immediate healing?
This was immediate because when your mother dies, it is a totally different experience from your father, because my father just died and it's a totally different experience. And the reason when our mothers die, we are literally connected to our mother. And spirit has a way of, our spirit is always looking for our mother. Even though she passed away, she's still looking. So you have to break those ties. Now, I learned this a long time ago. And so when I couldn't seem to move, and I mean, I was flattened by my mother's death in ways that just totally surprised me. And so Spirit told me, just go in the tub, put in these oils, get in the water, and then take a tuning fork and then do the thing and put it in the water. And it was like that sound hit the water. Now the sound dissipated very quickly because it absorbed into the water, which absorbed into me, and it went into my brain. And I talked to a friend of mine about it, and he laughed at me. And I'm like, what's so funny? He says, Kath, Sound and water work with the waters of your body. Of course, you were affected by it.
Well, we're a large percentage of water,
Yeah.
and we're energy and the vibration. Um, my mom passed 6 years ago, and of older age. But I have to tell you, I sense her around all the time, and I ask for signs from her. I know we're getting woo here. I'm very skeptical. I ask for specific signs. I get them, and there's no denying it. And I mean, even the last one, it was like, Mom, it's been a while. Send me something. Send me something. What do you got? Show me, reassure me. Everything's going to be all right. And I've even asked her that, and she's sent reassuring signs. What am I talking about? I got a new modem underneath his desk. Saved $100, by the way. Thank you, Mom. And flipped it over, and there's a password. And I have to put it into the devices. And the password, it's on the wall right now, is 4 digits dash Rose dash 2 digits. Rose, her name.
Whoa.
One of many.
Oh.
One of many. But wait, you know what? I'm going to go a little bit deeper because it's crazy. Those digits always added up to 7 and 11. I would add them up, move them around. The last 2 digits are 5, 2, 7, and 7, 11. What's going on? Thought about like maybe my father? Maybe it's a sign. Now, I wasn't super connected with him. He passed when I was 21. And then I realized he died on 7/11 from a massive heart attack. He was healthy too. I thought maybe that was my mom's sign of trying to tell me that maybe I should take care of my health. So I make an appointment with a cardiologist. I go to the cardiologist, walk through the door, woman sitting there, the intake window, right? I'm like, I'm here for my appointment, just to check up. Everything turned out okay. Little tweak this, tweak that, be careful, blah, blah, blah. But the woman that was at the window, she had a shirt on with her name. Her name was Rose. How do you make that up? Yeah, I mean, like, and for anybody who's skeptical, all right, well, there it is. If you don't believe it, I choose to believe it because it's very specific. But I feel, we got a little spiritual here. I feel you ask for signs, you're going to get them. You just got to be able to see them and be open to them.
Exactly. And, so I took this when I did this thing for myself, for my mother. I took this to some friends of mine back in Illinois. And I said, you're just going to get in the bathtub. I did it to several people, actually. I said, you're going to get in the bathtub, in their bathing suits.
Hmm.
And it's not fun doing this work over in a bathtub. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you that now. It was no fun.
I'll bet.
But they all had profound experiences. And this one gentleman I did, his mom was in the kitchen, and she's a very spiritual woo-woo kind of woman. And I come out while he's, still processing, because, it's a meditative kind of thing. And she said, you are incredibly good at this, and you really need to bring this out in the world. Okay. I plan
Wow.
on it, but she was just listening to the sounds. And it was almost like she just knew what I was doing, not that I understood what I was doing or how it was affecting him, because I don't always know. I just observe when I'm doing that. And he came out and he's like, oh my God, it was just one of those, because it's more intense, and there's essential oils in the water on top of it.
Mm,
So,
mm.
you take that sound that's driving everything in further into your body for an even more incredible healing. That's why you don't always have to ingest the essential oils. There's just different ways that you can take them in and still receive all the benefits.
So with the tuning fork in the water, how did you know which tuning fork, which frequency?
Spirit told me which one to use. I have several different sets of tuning forks, and they just told me which one to use. And I think it was, oh God, I can't even think of the name of it now. I get on the show and I forget everything, Steve. No, but it was, it's right on the tip of my brain too, but it's the one it's a universal one that I've used to, like, when I'm creating the Merkaba for somebody or after a session, I will seal them with this particular tuning fork. So it's a universal sound, so to speak.
I had no idea that this was the other side of you. I just looked at you as essential oils, aromatherapy, just within that wheelhouse. I didn't know there was another side of you with this kind of healing. And wow, super cool. Um, and especially the essential oils in the water. Now, with that tuning fork, you put the fork in the water or
Yeah,
just
I
near
put
it?
the stem in. So I had the puck. I hit the puck with it, the two tongs. And then because I'm holding it at the base, and then I just put the base in the water. And when you do that, it was like, here's this beautiful sound reverberating, and then it goes boom, like it just fizzles out. But it activated the water. And I mean, and I was in a jetted tub. Okay, so I'm up to my neck in water, not
Mm,
half of me, and I had the jets going in everything.
wow.
So it was pretty powerful.
Mm. I'm getting a memory. The first time I ever experienced sounds like this, I was at a cacao ceremony. A friend made an appointment, and this is like earlier in my metaphysical journey, if you will. It's probably 5 years ago, whatever. Um, I just showed up. I don't know what I was in for. Cacao, chocolate, tropical rainforest, very pure, high magnesium count. It's supposed to give you these, clarity properties. We didn't even get to that. It was just we sat down. Well, we got to it later, but we sat down, and to start the meditation, somebody hit a sound bowl. I never heard one before. When they struck it, the boom, I felt like a hurricane was going through my body. It was like, oh, whoa, that's what that's about. Oh, now I see that. I don't even know what bowl it was, what frequency. It was just to signify the start. That was the only hit on the sound bowl, but I will never forget it. It was like
Yeah.
amazing. It's amazing. We listen to music and it can do so much for us in terms of bring back memories, make us happy, make us sad. Sometimes you want to feel a certain way, whatever. It's vibration, it's sound. This is the same exact thing, but we don't look at it that way. We look at music as something totally separate. Um, when did you realize sound was healing?
Well, I Joe Crane is the one that I learned about the tuning forks from. And I think when this was what was the first time was he taught us how to use them. I took one of his courses, and a woman that was coming to me had gotten into an accident, and he taught us how to realign the spinal column. And so she got into an accident. She came over, got her on the table, and we did this tunings. I mean, because you're putting the essential oils on the body, and then you take the tuning fork and you just go back and forth on the vertebrae, left and right, top to bottom. Put a hot towel on them, and what happens with that at that moment is like the vertebrae realign themselves, and she didn't have whiplash the next day. And I did this to somebody else who was in an accident, but she was already a mess, and this had happened like months before I came back to Colorado. And everything realigned. That she said that the massive headaches that she was having actually took it away, because when you're taking the point of it and you're going back and forth on both sides of the vertebrae from the neck down to the spot, down to the coccyx, because you end on the coccyx, you put it there because that's the base of the spinal column.
Yep.
And then you put the heat on it with essential oils, and all you did was just drive everything in. But when you watch it, when you hit that coccyx and you're literally watching their spinal column realign. Literally, you're watching it realign. Because when you're on your stomach and you're the person doing this, you see what their spinal column looks like.
Wow. Yeah,
And I mean, and it was like, okay, I got to do this. I got to figure out how to make this work. So I created some programs around when I became an esthetician on, instead of just sitting there for 15 minutes, 10 minutes with a mask on, I did like a sound therapy session on them. And these women would be like, I never had a facial like that. Like they were so grogged out because it was very intense in this relaxation place that they were in, because you get a facial and it's instant relaxation because we carry so much tension on our face. I didn't know that until I got my first facial, and I'm like, oh my God, I had no idea. So that's what I wanted to do, was just start bringing sound, because people think it's kind of weird and wacky, but it helps you to get realigned with your spirit. You don't go out and want to commit road rage. You don't want to do any of that because you're in a soothing, calmer, quieter place.
What do you say to anybody that is hearing this, watching this, and thinking, yeah, come on, how does that even make a difference? Kathleen, Steve, give me a break. Woo, come on. What do you, I get it. I've experienced it. I'm talking about signs from the other side. Like, come on. Um, what do you say to somebody that says that?
I just said, well, until you try it, you don't know. I mean,
Mm.
don't let your fear take over. I mean, I have a 3-minute de-stress meditation, which is just a chakra balancing, on my website that's absolutely free. You just go on to the KathleenMFlanagan.com site under services, and there's a free 3-minute de-stress meditation. Who doesn't have that? Do it before you go to bed, do it in the morning, do it whenever, but it will set the tone for you. And how many of us wake up pissy, grumpy, and nasty? I mean, oh God, I have to go to the freaking job again today. You know
Yep.
what I mean? People are living like that.
Yep. And it's all about the intention. What intention did one set waking up that way? I get it. Life happens, and you can't always walk around with a smile on your face. You could try to. Stuff happens, but if you're starting your day like that, you're intentionally setting it up to be like that. How's that go? The energy flows where the attention goes.
Mm-hmm. And I
Yeah.
just figured this is a way to take control of yourself and get back your power, because when
Mm.
we're always angry, or we're doing something we don't want to do, or we're being forced because we're working for the man, or whatever it is that you say, whatever that self-talk you say, take control of your life back. And this is one sure way of doing it, because I learned that the sound, because I used to get really bad headaches and I had rocks for shoulders. I didn't have muscles. I had rocks, boulders. And I would put the tuning forks on just to loosen it, because it was always what I was thinking, or being enraged or angry or frustrated, that it kept me in that place. And when I started doing sound, I started to like put my shoulders down and started relaxing, and decided that the world wasn't near as bad. It was just my perception, because I was so unhappy. And this just started to help me remember a little bit more of who I am. Kind of like the essential oils. It was like a new way to play. And then when you bring sound in with essential oils, oh my God, I'm a little kid all over again. I'm like 4 years old dancing around.
It works.
It does work.
Like as we're talking, I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, I gotta book a session. What now? Aside from being the go-to for aromatherapy and essential oils, can somebody connect with you for um, energy clearing, sound healing, and all of that?
Mhm.
How did I not know this?
You never asked, Steve. It was
I
about
did.
aromatherapy.
Yes, well, that's where we started, and that's where we've been going. And wow, and what a combination, even with the bathtub um, situation, where we're using sound, we're using water, we're using the essential oils within the water, and getting instant results for you. A testament to how fast this can work, how much you can feel better. Super cool. Oh, you got a little kitty too.
I do. That was Marco. He wants to be on TV.
I wish mine was here.
Well, just so you can see, because I know I showed this before, but this is like this is not a toy by any means. This is a very powerful wand that
Mm.
I use. So it's got the copper, and it's got this is the
Uh,
Merkaba, this is the tetrahedron, and this is all in brass and copper. And then this is the feminine side. So I mean, you use
yeah.
this, Okay, there's Marco again.
Wow.
Okay, here, Marco. See, this is Marco. He's my little boy.
I got a tabby too, orange, and I'm one of many over the years. There's just something about them. I don't know the energy. Just saying.
I know.
We're out of time, and I'm looking at that wand, if you will, and now it's even clearer because I didn't pick up on the part that the center that wire was copper. So I was like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, it's
But this is
conducting.
like what I do. I mean, these are not that I use this on a lot of people because this is a very powerful tool, but it's one that, if you got something really going on, I'll pull out the big guns. So those are the things. I mean, I have massive amount of crystals besides essential oils that I use.
How
I
about next time we do crystals? What do you think?
Okay.
Always wondering about what they do, what one does over the other one. Can you put them together? How do you cleanse them and
Oh
all of that?
God, I could do all that.
That's what I'm talking.
I use
Listen,
them all the time.
I could reach up here on this shelf and pull a handful of them, and quite honestly, I'm not even sure which ones they are. Like some, people give them to me, and I appreciate it, but I'm not sure what I'm doing with them or what I should be doing with them. How do we find you, Kathleen? What's the best way?
You can reach me at kmf@awakeningspirit.com, and the website is awakeningspirit.com for the essential oils. And if you wanted to learn a little bit more about the other services I do, it's KathleenMFlanagan.com. And I actually do a free 15-minute little coaching call with you to help you navigate through whatever might be happening. And if you wanted to work with me and to see if we're a fit.
Love
But
it.
lots of tools on there, lots of meditations and things to help you to take back control of your life.
I am going to check that out, and I'm on a quest in the last month or so. Just what you said, and I call it remove what's stealing your power. What's taking your power? There's whether it's people, situations, whatever it may be, and that holds us back from the things that we want to do, the joy that we want to find, and what we feel we deserve in life. My spirit has been awakened. I had no idea this was the other side of you. Fantastic. Looking forward next time we get together. Thank you for today.
You're welcome. Thank you,
Appreciate
Steve.
it. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.